Hey. I don't have my microphone on, so I hope everybody can hear me well. It is Wednesday, January the 9th, 2018. I'm just going to go ahead and share a few things with you. If you have seen the title, you will know that it is Your Name is Your Identity. Your name is your identity. That's what I wanted to get on and talk about tonight. Your name is your identity. See a few people jumping on. Hello. Good evening, 2019. Did I say 2018, Miss Sears? As you can see, I haven't quite adjusted to the time change yet. It is January the 9th, 2019. Yeah. Your name is your identity. I'm not going to be on here real long. Hopefully I say something that makes a little bit of sense to you, something that you like, something that you find valuable. Please feel free to share this video with your friends, with your family, all over the land. Jarrell, don't start. Don't start. Jarrell, you want to come on and tag team with me tonight? Because I will send you a request. And you can jump right on with me. Your name is your identifier. Okay? Your name is your identifier. Your name. So I looked up what the word name is actually defined as. Name is defined as a word or a combination of words by which a person, place, or thing, a body or class, or any object of thought is designated, called, or known. All right? A name is a word or a combination of words by which a person, place, or thing, a body or class, or any object of thought is designated, called, or known. And when I was thinking about this, I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and look up a few different names to see what they meant. Some of them I knew, like the name Moses. Moses means saved from the water. That's actually where he was drawn from when Pharaoh's daughter found him in the basket. He was drawn from the water, and so that was his name. David means beloved or friend. We understand he was a friend of God, one who was after God's own heart. Jacob, his birth name, it meant supplanter. And to supplant means to replace, displace, supersede, or take the place of. We understand the story of Jacob and Esau, how he replaced his older brother Esau, who was born first. He tricked his father and replaced him by getting his father's birthright. And so he displaced him into another place. All right, I looked up the name Sarah. Sarah, it means princess. I looked up the name Alexis. Alexis is defined as protector, helper, defender. And then I looked up the name Lillian. Today is my niece Lillian's birthday. She's 4 years old today, so happy birthday, Lily. Her name is a combination of the names Lily and Anne. Both of those together mean beautiful, merciful, and graceful. And then I looked up my own name, my first name, Kevin, which means, obviously, gentle and handsome. All right, so what that tells us is that every name has a definition. Every name has a meaning. And every name is, we know how it works in this world. Everybody is given a name either at birth, before birth, or sometime after birth. Okay? A name is something that should point to who you are and who you will be. I'm going to say that again. A name is something that you are given, but it should point to who you are and who you will be. All right? If I could jump back to Jacob real quick, Jacob was his birth name, and it meant supplanter. And for the early years of his life, that's exactly what he did. He was a supplanter. He was one who acted in a place of displacement and replacement. He took the place of his older brother. He superseded him by receiving his father's birthright. Okay, but we also know that later on, his name was changed to Israel because he was no longer going to be the supplanter. He was going to be a completely different person. And so he was given a completely different name to point to not who he was at the time, but who he was going to be later. A name It is something that should be the key to your destiny. Okay. Now it's 2019, and I know everybody, especially black folk, we like to be creative with our names. But sometimes we be coming up with names that people can't even spell. If we were to look up the name, we couldn't find the meaning for it. And most of y'all just come up with just anything. I mean, like anything. Y'all got to cut that mess out, man. Because for real, listen, you got to start giving names that have a meaning, that have a purpose. Because watch this, a person can be blessed or they can be cursed simply by the name that they're given. All right. Now, when you talk about the importance of a name, the power of a name also is reflected in what you choose to answer and respond to. So here's something free for you. Watch this. You do not want to answer to every single name that you're given. I'm going to say that one more time for the people all the way in the back of the room. You don't want to answer to every single name that people give you, okay? I've been called a whole lot of things in these 33 years, all right? There are some things that I responded to. There were some things that I answered to that I should not have responded or answered to, because in doing so, I have now given power and credence to that name, all right? I have acknowledged that even when I was called by a negative name, when I was called by a bad name, because I answered to it and because I responded to it, I was acknowledging to the person who called me that name that I accept this name, that I hear you trying to get my attention, and I understand that you are talking to me. And so what I've had to learn is that I can't respond to everything that people say that I am. I can't respond to everything that people call me. And I want to encourage you tonight to understand you cannot respond to everything that people say. You cannot respond to everything that people call you, especially if it's not who you really are. Okay? You cannot respond to everything, especially if it's not who you really are. Watch this. The power of a name comes from the acknowledgement of the name, and that acknowledgement has to come from you. So ask yourself, what do you answer to? Yeah. What do you answer to? What do you respond to? What do you respond to? We have the authority of giving power to the name, and we can't give power, watch this, to a negative name. All right. So what am I saying? Only respond to that which represents who you are and who you are going to be. I'm going to say that again. Only respond to what represents who you are and who you are going to be. Watch this. If your name is John, you're not going to answer to the name Mike, because that's not your name. If your name is Susan, and somebody calls Kimberly, you know that's not your name, so you're not going to respond to the name Kimberly. You don't identify with that name. That name is not who you are, and it's not who you are going to be. You already have your own name, so that's what you're going to answer to. That's what you're going to respond to. So you should only give a response to your name. Now I work in the school system. I've been coaching basketball for a long time. I work at a middle school in St. Clair Walker in Middlesex County. And my kids, they know they can call me whatever they want to call me, but they know unless they call me Mr. Gresham, Coach Gresham, Mr. G, or Coach G, they're not getting a response out of me. All right. Not only am I not answering them, but I'm not responding to them. Okay. And they know that I hear them. They might tap me on the shoulder. They might be standing right in my face, calling me whatever it is that they call me. But they know in order to get my attention, or in order to get me to respond or to answer them, that they've got to call me by the right name. And by doing that, watch this. You're not just telling them what to call you, but you're telling them how to treat you. Okay? You are teaching them what is good and what is acceptable as an identifier for yourself. People will treat you any kind of way. Okay? People will treat you any kind of way until you teach them how to treat you. I'm going to say that again. People will treat you any kind of way until you make a decision to treat them, to teach them how you want to be treated. Okay? People have fallen into depression. They have been brokenhearted. They have lost all contact with, people who were friends, who were family, all because of a name. Okay? People have lost friends off of being called names that I can't even, what I won't repeat on this setting right now. But I always ask people, I say, well, as a matter of fact, I had a student that was talking to me earlier, and she was telling me about how she fell out with this girl because she heard she was talking about her, and she was calling her this name, and she was calling her that name. And the first question I asked her was, well, what did you respond to? I said, are you what she called you? Are you what she was trying to identify you as? And her answer was no. And I said to her, that's what you've got to do. If what she called you is not the thing that identifies who you are, then you can't respond to it and you can't answer it. Sometimes, and I know it's easier said than done, but sometimes you just gotta, I hear you, but I know that's not my name, so you must not be talking to me. I hear you, and even though I believe you're trying to get my attention, I know that's not my name, and so I'm not even going to acknowledge that you're speaking to me, because that's not my name. That's not what I identify with. That's not who I am, and it's not who I am going to be. Watch this. It may be who I was, but it's not who I am, and it's not who I'm going to be. And so where I am now, I've got to be careful of what I respond to and what I answer to and what I choose to acknowledge, because now I've got to teach people how to treat me, not just for who I am today, but who I want to be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, in 5 years, in 10 years. You've got the power and you've got the authority to make people call you who you are, to make people call you what you are. And you've got to be careful, again, how you respond and how you answer to certain names that people call you, all right? You've got to be the one to say, you know what? That's not my name. That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. That's not who I'm going to be. That's not who I'm trying to be. And so even though you might see me that way, that's not who I am. And so I can't respond. Okay, that might be what you want to call me. That might be the position you want me to be in, but I can't respond to that because I understand that that's not who I am. And now I've got to teach you that who I am, who I am is what you have to recognize me as. Who I am is what you have to call me. Okay. My name is Kevin Lamar Gresham. I'm never going to answer to anything other than that unless it comes with Mr. or Coach in front of it, okay? There's a lot of y'all who are on here. I wouldn't answer to Jarrell's name because that's Jarrell's name. That's what identifies Jarrell. That's not my name. If we were in a room together, somebody came in and called out Jarrell, Jarrell is who's going to answer. I'm not going to answer because I know that person isn't talking to me, okay? If they come in the room and they call Kevin or Lamar, I'm going to answer. Jarrell wouldn't answer to that because that's not his name. That's not what he identifies as. That's not who he identifies himself to be. All right. And as great and wonderful as the two of us are individually, all right, we are our own individual selves. And so he answers to the things that he identifies with, and I answer to the things that I identify with. Your name is your identity. You've got to teach people what to call you, who to call you, and by doing that they will learn how to treat you, okay? They will learn how to respect you, and they will understand as serious as you are, that's how serious they will be, okay? The importance of a name, the importance of a name, the importance of a name. What are you answering to? What are you responding to? What are you giving credit to? What are you giving acknowledgement to, okay? Are you opening doors for people to call you just anything? All right, to say that you are just anybody? Or are you keeping certain doors closed until the right name is given to you, until the right credit is given to you, until the right acknowledgement is given to you? Watch this. If you used to be a hoe, I'm going to get real now. I was trying not to go here, but I'm going to go there. If you used to be a hoe, hey, that might be what you used to be. But if you've turned your life around and now you're a different person, you've got to learn, number one, I can't respond and I can't answer to those names. And number two, I've got to live a life that proves that I'm not what I used to be. If you used to be a drug addict, if you used to be an alcoholic, if you used to cuss a whole lot, I can't answer to those things that I used to be if I'm saying that I'm a different person now or today. And I'm not where I want to be, but I'm a different person from where I used to be. Okay? And so we've got to acknowledge that sometimes the truth is going to hurt. And that means sometimes you're going to end up separating from people. That means sometimes you're going to lose some people. And the reality of it is, every once in a while, dead weight is just going to drop off of you. Okay? But you've got to make a decision today. Choose you this day who you want to be, what you want to be, where you want to go. All right? Because you determine your present, you determine your future, and none of us should allow our past determine where we want to be, or where we want to go, or who we want to be. All right? None of us should allow other people to determine who we are, where we want to be, where we want to go, what we're going to do. Okay? Your name is your identifier. I want everybody to take that thought today. Think about what you answer to. Think about what you respond to. Okay? And then consider how people treat you. And then say to yourself today, you know what? I'm not going to allow that to happen anymore. All right? This is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. I am settled in my mind and in my spirit that that's what it is. No questions asked. And you're just going to have to come on board. Okay? If you can't get past what you want me to be, who you think I used to be, you know, the person that I used to be, the things that I used to do, if you can't get past that and acknowledge where I am today, and understand that where I'm going is a better place, is a new place, is a new me. All right. You know, separation is going to have to happen. 2019, I have declared this year for myself to be a stress-free year. All right. We're going to see things for what they are. We're going to change what we can change, and we're going to let go and let God take care of everything else. Okay. Your name is your identifier. That's it. I'm done. Y'all share this video if I've said something that you might think will be a help to somebody else. I'm going to be getting on here at least once a week. Jarrell, I just saw Carter log on. Don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it, okay? Because next time, I'm going to pull both of y'all on, and then we can tag team, all right? I know Jarrell's been waiting for this live video for about 4 or 5 years now. He's been in my inbox just talking crazy. And I can't remember the first time he went live, but he's been pushing me to get on here. So I'm gonna do this at least once a week. If God is willing, I'll get on here every single day if I can. Y'all pray for me. It's the beginning of a new year. I got a lot of great plans, not just for myself, but for the people around me. I hope everybody out there is doing well. I saw Carter get on, Tony Pullman, Melina, Carolyn, Pete Taylor, Alan Johnson, Latoya, everybody else that is on. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see each and every one of you. Hope that you all had a wonderful day. I don't know about most of y'all, but down here in Virginia, they're looking for snow this weekend. So I really need y'all to pray, okay? And I'm going to give you exactly what to pray for. I need you to pray that the Lord will hold back the snow at least until Sunday evening, because I'm preaching Sunday morning and I get excited about preaching, and if it snows too early, you know, they might cancel the service. So Jarrell, you can have your snow, but I need it to be Sunday evening after I have preached and gotten back home to Middlesex County, all right? Because I know you're looking for it. All right, y'all pray for my friend Jarrell. He is not yet delivered from his snow. What's the word? Yeah, send it to Northern Virginia. I pray that the Lord will take all of the snow clouds and send them to the northernmost part of Virginia and Washington, D.C., and Southern Maryland and West Virginia. Y'all can have it in the name of Jesus. All right, that's it for tonight. I'll talk to you all soon. God bless. Love y'all.